Weird. Why? Oh. Well, we got basically 60 seconds till grid. Yeah. Whoa. Not what I want to do.
Okay. Jesse, talk a little bit.
Now?
Yep. I mean, volume levels.
Oh, talk, and here we go racing at Watkins Glen.
Good to me. Oh boy. Come on, you stupid sim. Let's go. Load up. Alright, I'm gonna... This presentation is brought to you by the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are a for-hire broadcaster. If you would like us to stream your league, contact DayPaulB661 on Discord.
Hello and welcome to Watkins Glen International, and we are here for the Captain TV Open Wheel Series tonight on the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are rolling off the grid. Drivers have qualified. Drivers meeting has taken place. You have Coy Hasselou on the pole, Matt Telder in P2. With me in the broadcast booth, as always, Mr. Alan Bledsoe, buddy. Glad you made it. How are you tonight?
Well, I mean, things haven't quite started the way that we've been hoping they would. So, apologies. Those were kind of my mistakes. I went a little bit long in the race that I wanted to race in tonight, so it made some issues, but everything's well. We're here and we are ready to catch a broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are running Watkins Glen International tonight in the virtual state of New York. We are at Seneca Lake, just south of Seneca Lake here in New York, on the 3.4 mile configuration of the Boot International Speedway. So you'll see the drivers right now going through the bus stop or the inner loop on the back stretch here, and then they are going to go around, park most of the carousel before taking that left-hand turn called the chute in turn 6, and going around right here through the carousel, and then you see they're going to take that left-hand straightaway right there to go on the long track here too. So, as always, we are in the rules for the Captain TV Open Wheel Series. No one fast repair. You start the race on the tires you qualify, so you will see a mixed bag out there of reds and blacks. Drivers choosing which tires to qualify on, now are forced to start the race on those decisions they made. We've got 80% fuel tonight. Expect the fuel mileage race to be a big factor here. Expect anywhere between 12 and, if you're really pushing, to save 14 laps. But I hear that is a big stretch for these drivers this afternoon.
Yes, it is.
But I would expect some drivers to try to make that two-stop strategy work and make that 14 laps. But also expect a mixed bag here with some of these guys short pitting some of that and doing a 3-stop race. So we'll have plenty to watch out for as these drivers are coming around here to take the green. You see the pace car getting away from the drivers like they're supposed to do here. We're going to get this thing started. Our starting lineup tonight is 87, Coy Hasselou on the pole. Number 2, Matt Telder. Osley. Whatever. Sorry, Coy. I'll just call him Coy. And then we got Matt Telder, P2, Austin Saar, P3, Luke Daniels, P4, as we're coming around the final corner and the green flag is out. And we are underway at Watkins Glen International.
Pretty good start so far. Looking back further in the pack, you've got 3 wide racing going into turn 1.
Yeah, and that's, for this long of a race, we've got 41 laps tonight, so 3 wide on the backstretch too. These drivers going at it early.
Going through the bus stop, the 74 overshoots it.
Yeah, goes a little wide.
Mistake.
Zach Hallinan.
Oh,
and they touch.
He gets into, who is that? The 26 maybe?
Ryan Nardone, the 28.
The 28.
Yeah. So everybody makes it though. Little contact, no harm, no foul here early. Did a great job of saving that vehicle.
Absolutely.
The United States Air Force paint scheme. Looking great tonight. Everybody kind of tiptoeing around here on these slick tires.
Definitely don't want to push too hard here.
especially if you're on your black tires like Ryan Nardone 28 car. You want to take it easy on these black and and just really be gentle here.
Yeah, for sure. Good camera angle right there, going across the start finish line.
As you see them all diving down into turn 1. That's the best passing zone on the track, as you see Drift go a little wide off the corner. Some people deciding to take advantage of that runoff, others not so much. And Drift he's showing the 15 car tonight, but is actually a mistake on Chris Scala's part. Jacob sent me a message right before the race start and said he's actually still in the 14 tonight, so we'll try to keep that corrected, even though on the track map you see right there he's going to be the 15 car, but his car number in the race is 14, so we'll try to keep that straight.
Yeah, I believe Isaac Morris was the one who accidentally ended up in the 14, and he's not starting tonight, so it was a little bit of a mistake, but none that can't be fixed by next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So Isaac Morris, some of you viewers may be familiar with Isaac. He's the reigning TI Open Wheel Series champion, and has agreed to join us here in the booth in a little while. So looking forward to getting to some of his insight. He did some practice laps with these drivers here and put down some blistering laps.
He is a very good IndyCar, or open wheel racer, I should say.
Yeah, and he is the owner of, help me out, Alan. What is it? Oh my gosh, I just forgot what it's called.
He's an admin in the TI IndyCar series.
Yes.
But I don't know if he's an owner of a team here.
No, not the team, the sponsor. Not Drive Business. Apex Sage.
That's Apex, okay.
Yes, he's the owner of Apex Sage, and you can find him on Twitter at Apex Sage.
Sorry, Jesse, I didn't know where you were going with that.
That's all right. Just trying to. I had a brain fart. It's been a long week at work, so enjoying some iRacing tonight on a Thursday night, and watching some great driving out here at this beautiful racetrack in upstate New York. So just trying to clear my mind and have some fun tonight and get work off the mind, right?
Oh, Telder! Telder goes wide and he puts it in the wall. That hurts.
Oh my gosh. We'll see if that brings out a caution. He's off the racing surface. The debris not on the track, so we'll see.
Oh!
And another one off the track. That's Michael Stefan in the 69 back there as well.
Oh, we got another spinner.
Somebody else.
Who is that?
And that's
I can't
25.
tell.
That's 25. Michael Benedetto almost backs into the guys coming by.
Oh my goodness.
So, a lot of mayhem there.
Yeah, we got a lot going on there on just lap 4. Starting with Telder.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Oh, he puts it in the wall again. Front wing's already gone, and that's just going to damage the nose even further. Cannot turn without.
He had the wheels broke when he hit the wall the first time, so maybe that's what happened there on that last corner entering pit road. Well,
let's see. Who was it that it was Morera that won last week? So,
yeah,
man, rough day for Telder already. Just 4 laps in, had the second best qualifying lap, and finds himself pitting way too early to make it to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's a strategy to be had here. He's now on the 3-stop strategy, so.
Well, maybe 2-stop.
2-stop rather.
Yeah.
2-stop rather. That's what I meant. Yeah. So gonna try to take advantage of this as best he can. Obviously behind the 8-ball early, but working to get it. Yeah, way behind the 8-ball. Probably going to go a lap down here. So, well, no, Telder's still on the track. That's the 25 of Michael Benedetto that is in pit road right now. I'm sorry, I was behind. Yeah, Michael Benedetto in the 25 on pit road. The 69 is also a solo spin back there. back right now, Michael Stefan,
Mm-hmm.
multiple seconds down. And then, of course,
77,
you see-
Sam Fontaine coming down pit road. As well
Yeah,
as...
so these are the guys for the 3-stop strategy here. They're running in the back, going to try to get off sequence, and maybe even going to try to take some tires to get off of the strategy here with the tire combo. He was on blacks, but now goes to reds, as does Joey Ladesseur right in front of him. He's on reds as well.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys coming in early, getting some tires. Could be a winning strategy. We'll just have to wait and see. Definitely not going to have to save the fuel like a lot of these drivers are going to have to during this race. So they will be able to go all out much, much faster than... And in the booth with us here is Isaac Morris. Isaac, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. So we appreciate you taking the time to come up here and give us some insight on these cars, man. You were out on the track in practice. What are these drivers dealing with?
So the Indy car in general is a pretty difficult car to drive. But you know, these guys are driving a car that is capable of outputting over near enough 700 horsepower. You know, a lot of downforce, a lot of speed, and you know they have an extra 70 horsepower available with the push to passes. But you know, in real life they only get 200 seconds of push to pass, whereas on iRacing you get only 10 push to passes to use. So you know, managing the car, managing your push to passes, your fuel over the race, and also your tires is going to be super important, and especially at a track like Watkins Glen, because there's a lot of high speed, slow speed, and corners with the elevation changes and all that going on. So yeah, these drivers have got a pretty difficult task at hand tonight. Obviously strategy will play a big hand here. I know some people are going to go for the 2-stop, some are going to go for the 3-stop, obviously depending on tire life and fuel usage. So yeah.
Yeah, and talk about a little bit about the tire selection, if you want. Give the listeners a little insight into what that means.
Okay, so the IndyCar provides two tire compounds, or two versions of a tire compound. One is called the primary and one is the alternate, and you see most drivers on track right now running the alternate with the red wall. These tires are a softer compound, meaning they can go faster, they have more grip, but the tire life isn't anywhere near as long as the other compound, the primaries. With them having more grip and you know, meaning you can go faster, they do tend to wear out quicker, heat up quicker. So if they want to last a whole stint here, they're really going to have to manage them, especially the rears, because there's obviously a lot of acceleration zones. And then the primary tires are kind of like their kind of like the complete opposite of the alternates, where they are a harder compound. They last longer but don't have as much grip, meaning they are going to be slower. They are on average about a second to a second and a half slower, depending on the track and the length and, you know, the sort of track it is, because, you know, you can run at a track like Monza or like a track with barely any corners, and the difference in time is going to be shorter, obviously, because it's all about the acceleration and how much grip and speed you can take through the corner. But I'd say for a track like Watkins, the difference in the tires would be about a second to 2 seconds, and yeah, it's a really big difference. And I know the primary tires are going to be the less favorable compound to use tonight.
The harder will be. Okay, so
Yeah.
why would somebody elect? Now they have to run both sets of tires in this league, correct?
Yes.
So, and they have to stay on at least for 2 laps. What would be the advantage or disadvantage? You've already said the disadvantage for the black tires. what would be the advantage to running them early and getting them out of the way? And on the other side of that, what's the advantage of running the reds or the disadvantage of the blacks later?
So the advantage of running the blacks earlier in the race would be the fact that the track is going to be hotter, so they'll actually come up to temp a lot quicker, and the grip that would be available on those tires would come to you a lot quicker. Say if you were running the tire later in the race, so that means you can kind of almost maintain a gap. You might not be able to do the blister and lap times that the red tire would be able to do. So obviously that's a big disadvantage, but they're a great tire to really like try and prolong a stint and just make sure that your car makes it to the next stint where you can go flat out for the however many stints are left on the red tires. But the main advantage to the red tires is the speed, because if you do a split strategy, so say for example Coy now when he pits onto the reds, and then Luke he stays on the black tires, Coy will be able to develop a larger gap to Luke over the stint if he really tries to push the tires to their full limit.
Absolutely. So the goal right now for everybody on red tires is to get the biggest gap to the black tires as possible before they throw on the black tires. If they're on the two-stop strategy, depending on when they're going to do that, if they're going to wait till the last one, get as big of an advantage on the reds as possible, is that kind of what your thinking would be?
Yeah, so ideally, if I was doing this race, my strategy would be a red, black, red. So my first stint on the red tires, I could build up like a 5 to 6 second gap, or at least try to the next guy, and then use my second maybe to fuel save a little bit and just get to the last stint and just like run a safer stint time, and then go on to the reds at the end of the race where the track temp's going to be a lot cooler. I'd still have my push to passes available and enough fuel for me to go and burn the push to passes as well. So in theory you'd be able to go and run like low 28s, mid 28s towards the end of the race, and just take everyone by surprise and win the race that way.
Yeah, and that makes complete sense, especially for drivers that know they have the pace, like Coy and Luke is actually the first car, I believe, that's on black tires. I'm sorry, and he's only running a half second behind Coy. So do you put at this stage in the race? Do you put the advantage to Luke? Oh, he's past him. Okay. So obviously, if he's able to maintain pace on the blacks, then we're gonna give that advantage to him, right?
Yeah, definitely. So after this stint now, if I was Luke, I'd be going straight onto the reds, thinking that I've got the primary stint over. So he can come out of the pits now, not have to worry about what tire he has to use. He can just run reds to the end, and I know Luke is a pretty good driver. I drove against him in TI, and I've driven against him in some other stuff, and he has the ability to really build a gap and just win a race. If he wants to. If he thinks and gets everything right. I would say Luke is in probably the best position right now to win this race.
And now let me go inside the driver's helmet here. So you're a driver. Obviously, you're very talented, being the TI Open Wheel Series champion, defending champion right now. How hard is it for somebody that's new to these cars, like a lot of these drivers are, to process all this information that you're giving to us in live time as they're trying to win the race? I mean, obviously you have a strategy coming into it, but if somebody doesn't have a crew chief to kind of plan all this out for them, tell us how hard that is in race to know these lap times and the fall off and when to pit and how to push and when not to and all of that stuff.
So the one great leisure about iRacing, right, is that you can do an unlimited amount of practice, bearing in mind that you get the setup early enough, and so you can do unlimited amount of practice, and during that practice you can start to figure out when things go wrong, when the time is to fuel save, when the right time to use certain stuff, the tools, X, Y, and Z. Like personally, I don't run with a crew chief because I'm like the sort of guy that likes everything to be quiet when I'm racing. So like my full focus is on the race, and usually like beforehand, my preparation for a race, I'll take into account my strategy, my fuel burn, and anything that would need to be thought about during a race has already been thought about and planned ahead. So that's one or a couple of less things to worry about during the race, really. But for someone that's new, they really just need to set target lap times and just be consistent, because a lot of people in general on iRacing struggle with consistency. Like they'll go out and try and run the fastest lap as soon as possible. They won't give the car time to come to them. They'll just want to go out, set the fastest lap possible, and be done. And it's kind of like the wrong mentality. And especially, I know most of these guys are stock car drivers. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think a lot of them come from full-bodied cars. It sounds like.
I definitely know
some of them,
2 or 3
Some of them
that
come
do.
from dirt, yeah. Some of them come from dirt, so this is a whole new world for them. So
yeah, so coming from one discipline to another discipline is another big change as well, because you spend so much time in a stock car, a modified, a dirt car, whatever their discipline was beforehand. You can spend all that time in one car, right? And coming over to a car that's going to be completely different. The way it drives is going to be different. Everything about it is different. It's kind of like a complete polar opposite, really. So that learning curve for a new driver will be difficult, and it's just all about making sure you don't exceed your talent or your limit, because everyone's got a different limit when it comes to driving, and they just need to make sure that they hit their marks and just run the best race that they can, and not worry really about their finishing position.
absolutely. Well, you brought a wealth of information to our broadcast, and we appreciate it. And just for the listeners out there who want to learn more and want to get more of this insight, where can they go to find your Apex Sage at?
So I do have a Twitter page. The handle is Apex Sage Coach. The name was too long to have Apex Sage Coach in, but yeah, if you search up Apex Sage Coach on Twitter, follow me or just give me a direct message. My DMs are always open. And if you do want to take the next step with this car, I would gladly like to help you, because I literally spend all my time in this car and I don't do anything else. So, it would be it'd be great to help or give people a helping hand, especially when it comes to learning this car, because I myself know how difficult it is, and I have to teach myself everything. So everything that I know, I can transfer to you to the best that I can, and hopefully then knock off a few seconds on your lap time when it comes to road racing.
Absolutely, man. And you guys have somebody that helps with ovals as well, am I right?
Yes, that's AJ Stravato. He is a 5.6 KI rating oval driver. He specializes in the A, B, and C class cars, and he's a very talented driver. I've been driving a lot with him recently, and actually been learning the stock cars on the short ovals, and the way that he approaches the coaching is really good. He is just an all-round good driver. He's also really good on the road side of things as well. So, taking the stock car to the road courses, he knows what he's doing when it comes to that.
Awesome. Well, Isaac, we appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you shedding all this insight for us and for the audience. So we appreciate it. And we'll let you get back to your team, man. Everybody's kind of cycled through pit stops here.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And if you want, we'll come join us back here and, with 10 to go or something and help us call to the end of the race.
Or just help us
Sure
call
thing.
the whole race. I'm fine with that.
I am too, absolutely. It's whatever you feel like doing, buddy.
Well, the yellow flag is out now for some reason.
Okay,
Yeah,
looks
Scott
like-
Wise was stopped on the track. I think he
Okay.
ran out of fuel. He
Oh.
and
Yeah, turn,
someone else.
I hear turn 1 is what race control just said. So we'll go back and take a look at that and see what happened here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will join back with you guys in a bit now. I'm going to join the team because the caution's just been thrown. So
Yes.
this is going to throw things totally sideways on the strategy.
Yes.
So I'm going to give them a help
All right.
hand.
Thanks, Isaac.
Thank you
Appreciate
guys.
it.
No worries.
All right, that is Isaac Morris joining us here for a solid 10, 12 laps of knowledge, man. I don't know about you, Alan, but I feel like I just went to PhD school in these cars.
Yeah, seriously. So, Scott Wise, I know, was stopped on track. He stopped just after the boot. I think he
car's
ran
out of
out
gas.
of fuel. He was off the gas a lot, or like running maybe half throttle the entire race or the entire lap.
Yeah, and he's definitely out of fuel right here. You can see.
So, oh, and it starts sputtering there as soon as he. Yep,
Yeah.
there it goes.
So out of fuel. That's the trying to run the 2-stop strategy there. That's what Isaac was talking about. You've got to push it so far to try to make this work, and you see where he's just trying to. Oh, that's
This is drift.
that's drift right there.
He went off track right as Isaac was running out. So
Scott,
both drivers, or what I say?
you said Isaac, but it's all right. Yeah. So
Oh.
both drivers having issues, like you were getting ready to say, getting ready to cycling through pit stops, and as Isaac was saying, this is going to throw a wrench into everybody. So guys like everybody has pit so far, and so this is. Do you stay out? Do you pit for fuel? If you pit for fuel, right here, it looks like you'll be good on one more pit stop.
Well, yeah,
Or very,
for sure.
very close.
For sure,
very
you're-
close.
You're gonna be good on one more pit stop because
Yeah.
these guys were on the 3-stop strategy, or 2-stop, excuse me.
Yeah. So let's reset the field. We appreciate Isaac joining us for that awesome interview, and we have to reset the field though. We got Austin Sayre out front. Sorry. Austin Starr out front in that 13 car. And then right behind him, Luke Daniels in the 98, who's going to be in second place right now, assuming everybody stays out or assuming they come off pit road in the same position. And it looks like the 98 has obtained a sponsor. The Trevor Project, saving young LGBTQ lives. So that is a new sponsor for him. He is
My graphics
had
are
that.
a little low. Sorry.
Oh yeah, well. So he's obtained that for this race. It looks like we'll see going forward if he's got this for the rest of the season. So, and then right behind him, it looks like we've got Jim Herrick in the 4 having a great race.
Where did he come from?
He started in 9th position tonight. And then right behind him is Coy in the 87, who started on the pole. And then Dan Moreira, who started in 7th, is running in P5 before the pit stops. And then Ryan Nardone in the 28 started P10 and is running in the 6th position. So doing a great job. And then to round out the top 10 right before pit stops to change it all up is the 48 of Corey Melton the 83 of Jacob Locklear and the 23 of Joey Ladouceur. And it looks like we're going to have a mixed bag of pit stops. The first one to come in is going to be Coy.
Coy's taking it down. Oh, that's interesting.
And it looks like everybody, not many drivers behind him are going to take advantage. It looks like Matt Benedetto, who's a lap down, and Dan Morera, who's currently in 6th position before these stops. So all these drivers giving up a lot of track position here. However, they're going to be able to make it on one more stop. And everybody else might have to do too. Unless they're planning to mass save here, which can be done.
And Locklear won, or did I just say Locklear? Wow. No, that's Drift. Drift won the race off pit road, but I think he's...
Nope, he is, no, he's not a lap down.
Is he on the lead
he's on the
lap?
lead lap.
Oh,
He
wow.
is. He was a lap down at one point, I believe, but was able to get that lap back when everybody pitted. So,
Interesting.
yeah, he was... Joey Ladouceur had the oldest tires in the field with 12 laps, so he was one of those drivers that pit very early in the race and got off strategy, and that seems to have helped him get here to where we're going to reset. And let's go back up to the front of the field, just run through quickly. Oops. Let me get up there. The 13 of Austin Saar is going to be your race leader, as we've got 1 to green. And then Luke Daniels, Jim Herrick, Ryan Nardone. Elder is a lap down. Scott Wise is a lap down. Ben
After
Pierce
his
in the
accident, or
65.
after running out
Yeah.
of fuel, trying to make it on the 2-stop strategy.
But yeah, Scott is going to be starting in the 5th position on track. So he's going to have a chance here to possibly race for that lap back. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pass by some really fast cars. I know Daniels was the leader when that caution came out. Coy Hosley, it's Hosley. Coy Hosley was the pole winner, very fast. So this is gonna be a tough task for Scott Wise to try to get his lap back.
Absolutely.
No free passes here.
No, sir. And going back, the cars that first pitted, it looks like Joey Ladouceur is the first one. We'll have to wait till it all cycles out to actually see what position he's in, because it's kind of hard to tell when our scoring hasn't reset.
He looks like he's in about 6th place. I'm seeing 6.8 back. That would put him actually in 5th. He's in 5th place right now.
Okay, so 5th,
According
Coy's
to
in
timing.
6th, and then Dan in 7th, as we are getting the
There it is.
green flag is out, as there's massive brake checks going on in the back of the field. Michael Benedetto just about rear-ended everybody and has to give those positions back. So everybody's made it through turn 1.
Nope. No incidents going through. Oh, never mind. We do have an incident going through the S's.
And that's Ben Pierce in the 65 car, and his car is destroyed. Caution is out.
Oh, what happened there? Looks like he just...
Hard to say.
I mean, my computer keeps freezing up, so it's hard for me to...
Yeah, let's do that again. It looks like he clips the...
Yeah, he almost saved it, too.
Well, he clipped the curb, and then Jacob Gladulich comes up behind him, and they just touch wheels. Net code. It was net code.
Was that net code?
It was, because hop on board with Jacob.
Alright, give me a second. So let's go cockpit.
So you're going to see the right front tire is going to kind of bounce around here like it rips off.
He touches that curb, And then, oh yeah, he at least got really close, and yeah,
You
there
see
you
that
go.
wheel bouncing around, but then it goes back to normal. So, and there it
Yeah.
is, back to normal. So, net code for sure.
And the 65 just tries to save it, but I mean that's tough to that's a tough task when you're at that angle in the S's. No banking to save you. I mean, you're just along for the ride
And no
at that
side
point.
force.
Yeah.
Yeah, no side force on these cars. So, looks like some drivers upset that the caution came out, but race control had no choice to throw the caution there with all of those cars coming by and that wreck being in the middle of the pack. I don't feel like they had a choice to throw that caution. What about you?
Yeah, no, they didn't have a choice. Not with all that debris that was getting sprayed out in front of the car of the rest of the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna take a very quick break here, as we've got a couple pace laps that we're gonna run here, and we will be back shortly after these commercial breaks. You're watching the Captain TV Open Wheel Series on the Electronic Motor Racing Network. And welcome back to the Electronic Motor Racing Network here at the virtual Watkins Glen International Raceway. So we're coming around to hopefully get one to go. It sounds like race control is trying to figure out how to make sure this is going to be a quick caution. So I just heard actually race control said that there's no way that they can do that because they're not allowed to cautions until they complete the first lap of caution. So
They haven't
it
completed the
sounds like-
first lap of caution?
Nope, they're getting ready to come onto the front stretch here and complete that first lap of caution. So let's see about getting one of these drivers up here since we've got a couple laps here.
Might as well.
Let's grab last week's winner,
Morera.
Mr. Morera. This is the guys up in the booth. How's your race going tonight, buddy?
Well, it's not good going as well as I expected. It's been a struggle, but I'm doing my best.
Awesome. Well, we've had a lot going on tonight. So, have you stayed out of trouble tonight? Have you been off track or?
No, clean race so far.
Awesome. Very good. You're coming in to top off fuel right here. It's going to be a fuel mileage race. How are you guys looking?
I think we're looking good. I think everyone's going to have to make another stop, so it will be a matter of just pushing all the way.
Awesome. Well, hey, we appreciate you joining us. Go get them, buddy.
Hey, can you send me back to my team?
Yes, I can. All right, and that was last week's winner, Dan Morera. We got one to green. Let's see if we can't do a quick one. I know Corey doesn't mind if I pull him in. So let's grab him. Hey, Corey, 48 car. How's this race going out for you, buddy? You got 1 to green.
Man, it's a fun track, but it's I don't know if you saw under caution, I ran into the back of that guy and had to replace a wing. So still sitting in 6th, just trying to make sure I keep it on the track as best as possible so I can finish my first road course.
At 10-4, buddy. Well,
You have
hang in
had
there,
some
buddy.
difficulties.
Yeah, I had that one spin and I just overheated the reds and luckily I didn't hit nothing, so I feel pretty good about a top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, go get him. You guys are coming around the last few bends before you're going to take the green. Fuel mileage race here. You guys going to be good to go on one more stop?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm getting about 14 laps per tank right now, so should be fine.
All right, 10-4, buddy. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks guys.
All right, like he said, that's your 6th place runner right now. Corey Melton looking to finish his first road course. We're on the 3rd road course of the season, right?
Yes, this is 3 out of 4.
Yep, so this is the 3rd one of the season on the road, and he's yet to finish one. Came home with a solid finish last week for P2. Got passed with 1 to go, and was still thrilled to death with his finish there. So hopefully he can finish this one off and finish in the top 10. And as long as he stays on the track, I think it's very doable for him. So as
Yeah,
we're coming
so far,
around,
so
we've
good.
got absolutely, and we've got Austin Sarr. I always want to say Sarah. Austin Sarr out front, and getting ready to come around
Starting to let the pace car drift
turn
away.
9. Pace car comes off. It is the leader's discretion when he goes. Let's ride along with Luke Daniels in 2nd position for this restart, Alan.
Where is my sound?
They are underway as they go up through the gears, barreling down into turn 1 on the brakes hard. And he's going to use that runoff there as they're going to come flying up through the S's. You are wide open here. Can even use push to pass in this section if you're close enough.
Oh! That
We've got a
explains
crash
everything.
and turn in the S's, turn 3. Is that the 48?
31, 15, and someone else.
48. Oh my gosh.
No.
We gave him the broadcaster's curse as he's got a toe, and that's unfortunate. You heard him
That's a big
say he just had to
wipeout.
use. Yeah, he just had to use that fast repair under a caution, so that sucked.
Oh, he got
What
into his
happened?
new teammate, too. So Scott Wise... Looks like Scott Wise drifted up the track, missed turn 1,
Oh no.
came back down, and
Killed everybody.
there's his teammate. Oh. Came down right into his teammate. And I'm not sure what happened with the 15. I'm really not sure what happened with him.
Oh my gosh, and that's just... So let's see what happens with the 15 car here.
Going far chase here.
The 14.
14, sorry. So you can see Scott Wise up there drifting up the track.
Looks like
and
he
gets...
got clipped in the back. He got clipped in the back by somebody.
Oh,
Looks
yeah.
like netcode.
That was definitely netcode. That who was that?
Who was that? That Dan Morera.
Was it? Was it Morera?
Oh my gosh,
no,
we're
it
giving
wasn't Morera.
everybody. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
No, it was a gold car that got into him.
No, Dan got him first. It looks like.
That's weird.
That's just a
That
big
was the
netcode
weirdest netcode I've ever seen. It was so delayed.
there. Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking it was not Lattice.
no, it looks like the netcode was with Dan Morera.
Whitaker. I was thinking it
Okay.
was Whitaker that got into him.
Yeah, what a Man, we had awesome racing for the first like 15 laps of the race, and then
Right before
broadcasters
halfway.
started interviewing people and
Oh yeah,
crap
that
it.
that was Marrera. That was odd. But let's ride along with the 48 here, as you see his cockpit going into turn 1. It does a good job not missing it, and then here comes his teammate.
Just gets blindsided there. Nothing he could have done differently.
Nothing.
Unfortunately, that's just a racing deal. Let's see. Let's ask the man himself. Let's bring Scott Wise up here and ask him what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Scott, this is Jesse and Alan up in the booth, man. We're watching that replay right now. What happened on there in turn 1? Did you just run wide or get cold tires or what's up?
Combination of cold tires, had a car underneath me, so I took a wide entry and then tried to keep it as high as I could without shooting through the grass to lose it. And the guy behind me just didn't see I was there, so a little bit on me, a little bit on him, but stuff happens.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, we just wanted to check with you here, and looks like you and your new teammate got into each other coming back onto the track a little bit. So,
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I hate that it happens for the team. I hate that it happens for our points, but I got a strong track coming up for me next week, so we'll come back and get them again.
yes, sir. Well, you guys had an awesome performance last week. Look forward to seeing you guys back next week. All right. Do you got any fast repairs left, or are you done for the night?
Oh, I got one. I just got to wait the 4.5 minutes for the tow to get done first.
10-4. All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you back on track.
Yes, sir.
All
Let's
right.
let's talk to Corey too.
Well, yeah. Let's see what he's. Hey, Corey, guys, back up in the booth. We gave you the broadcaster's curse there, buddy. Sorry about that.
Not your fault, man. I don't know. These Indy cars might not be my bag at road courses, because I had no idea he was there. I watched the replay. Whenever it happened, I saw the white car, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fight him, and just gonna get in line, and then bam, I just wail right into him. And I look at the replay, I was like, I didn't even know he was up there. Just totally my fault. Trying not to wreck on the restart and focusing on the track, not the relative, and just didn't see him. He was way up the track though.
Yeah, it's enforced. Sometimes hard to see in these cars, and even in cars you're used to driving. People coming
Yeah.
back onto the track right there. So, unfortunate for you that it's going to end your night after having to use that fast repair on a caution. So,
Well, I actually still had a fast repair because for whatever reason didn't use it. I just, with a 5-minute tow, I was going to be multiple laps down, and you don't really get laps back in IndyCar on road courses. So just called it a night, man. I'm having a rough time as it is, and that didn't help. So I just needed to get out of there.
yeah, absolutely, buddy. Well, we're thinking about you. You know, you got a lot going on in your personal life right now. So, we're thinking about you and look forward to seeing you back at California next week.
Yeah, I like the ovals, man. Appreciate the kind words, y'all. Hopefully the rest of the race is good, and good luck to everybody out there.
Absolutely, buddy. All right, we appreciate it. We'll talk at you later.
See you, buddy.
All right, and that was Corey Melton. You guys heard it here that he's going to be hanging it up for the night after that. Has a lot going on in his personal life right now, so he'd appreciate some thoughts and prayers sent his way. If
Sounds
anybody out there,
maybe a little dejected too.
yeah, and he has a lot going on in his personal life right now. Just found out some tough news earlier tonight, so has a lot going on, and keep thinking about it. See him next week. We're going to be coming to 1 to green this time. We've got Austin Saar out front, Luke Daniels behind, as the leaderboard has not changed from the last time we were here. Looks like Coy Hasselai has gained a couple positions from where he was at the last restart, so able to make quick work there. They're starting to let the pace car build a gap. They're getting ready to start working through turn 8, I believe they're at now. Yep, turn 8.
making their way through the boot right now.
Yep. And I think turn 8 is considered the heel of the boot. So, fun fact.
Yeah, and turn 7 is the toe.
Yeah. So, how about that? You got you got turn 1, and then you got the S's, and then the inner loop is bus stop. Then you go through the outer loop or the carousel. You go through the chute, the toe, the boot, the heel, and 9, 10, 11, and they're going through 11 right now, where they're going to get the green flag as soon as Austin takes off, which he goes early this time. Gets Luke Daniels sleeping a little bit, as there's going to be a massive run behind Luke, and they dive in there, and he almost gets touched by Jim Herrick. As everybody's running wide in the back. Jim did an awesome job staying off of Luke. I don't know how he did it, and I don't know how Coy didn't get into him.
No contact this time going through the S's, as we're going down the backstretch now, coming to the bus stop. And it looks like Luke Daniels is catching a little bit on Austin Sarr.
Yeah, and these drivers are flying through that bus stop, 130 miles an hour through the bus stop, as now they are working their way into the toe.
To the toe. Not quite there.
To the toe. So now they're into the toe here. 90-mile-an-hour corner as Luke is up onto the back of Austin.
Getting close, but not quite there. Not quite close enough to make a move yet.
No, and Jim trying to poke a nose out there, lost a little bit of ground there. But Luke is all over Austin in this lap. Is he going to be able to take advantage? Is it too early to use a push-to-pass to try to get by?
You know what? There's only 18 laps to go. I think this would be a good time to try to get the lead, try to get out of the dirty air. I think this would be a good time to use a push-to-pass. You've got, what, 10 of them?
Yeah, and, if he gets a good run here off turn 1, I think you have to consider it. Going up through the S's, closing, looks like he's on the push-to-pass. He's making up some ground through the S's. Is he going to be able to get a nose out there?
He is there.
Austin's going to defend. He's to the outside, but he's not got the preferred line. Austin defending. Luke has to back out. Now, Luke is on the red tires, just like Isaac talked about. He's got the inside in the carousel. And he sets him up perfectly.
Wow.
To take the lead. And Luke is on those red tires, so he is going to be able to drive away. Remember back to the conversation we had with Isaac saying Luke starting this race on the blacks and being in the lead. He was in the perfect situation to be able to make a move like this, and now he's going to be able to set sail on those red tires, as he is one of 2 cars. So Luke has reds, Coy has reds, and Dan Marrera are all on red tires. So Jim Herrick and Austin Sarr are going to be under fire from these red tires for the next handful of laps. But Luke, what a beautiful move to make the pass for the lead, coming up through the S's and let him have it in the bus stop, set him up on exit, and took the inside line through the carousel.
Very strong pass. I mean, that just goes to show you how much driver talent this guy has. He is very good. I will say one driver that we are missing tonight is someone who's actually made every race this season and almost won every race this season, and that one is Caitlyn Height.
Yeah, and she and I heard from race control not this morning, but before the race, that Caitlyn was saying that she might not make any of the races during this season. So the fact that she's been able to make the first 3 and win 2 of the first 3 and coming 2 laps short of winning the third one at Kansas, where she miscalculated some fuel, just shows it opens the door for all these drivers. But Luke Daniels, Austin Sarr have been 2 drivers. Coy Hasselai as well. Jim Herrick also in the mix for those 3 races. Especially the road courses. So all of these drivers able to capitalize with her not here tonight and just hoping to make up some ground in that championship, as her and Luke are in a dead heat for that championship. Right?
Luke Daniels is one of those drivers who finished second to Caitlyn in those first 2 races. Remember, he had a very strong run at the Daytona Road Course and got passed by Caitlyn with 2 laps to go. So he's a very strong road course racer for sure. I don't remember if he made the Kansas race last week though.
You're right. He did not. He was not there last. No, he's got 3 starts, so he was there last week. Trying to see where he finished, but it doesn't look like I see that right now. So was able to. He is currently the win last week, putting him into 2nd place behind Caitlyn Height and Austin Saar right there in 3rd. Another driver we're missing this week is Robbie Oddy for TI Racing. Not here tonight, running 5th position in the championship points. But as we've got a battle heating up for what looks to be second place here with Coy Hasselai, Coy's all over Jim and trying to make that move as Austin's letting those 2 battle out for 3rd place, and whoever's able to get by there is going to have at Austin next, and hopefully Luke's not too far out by that time, but Luke has driven away from this group of cars as the 13 and is on those black tires, and he's not holding those guys back, but they definitely don't have the pace of Luke right now.
Yeah, none of them have Luke's pace for sure. I am sorry, guys. Ooh.
So and then we're going to drop back a little bit farther in the field to the 23 of Joey Ladesseur for Moneymakers, I believe. No, I apologize. Yeah, for the Moneymakers League. And currently running in 6th position behind Dan Morera. And then right behind him is Karam Beckler. Have not called his name tonight. Currently running 7th position. Has kept his race car clean. Love that red, white, and blue paint scheme. Right behind him is Jacob Locklear in that 83 car. Trying to make a move on him right now. Jacob on the red tires. Karam on the red tire. And then right behind them, we've got Ryan Nard, 28. Looking to heat those guys up. And
Jesse, did I lose
and
you? There you go.
No, I was listening to Race Control making a decision here. For the 87, Coy Hasselai must let the 26 Dan Morera by. Race Control called blocking. Inappropriate blocking on the 26. So the 87 penalized here must give up that position.
Interesting. That's the first time we've seen that call made. So let's take a look and see if we can find where that...
Yeah, it's going to be hard to find because I'm not sure when. Okay, I see. It's lap 28 coming through the heel. Onto turn 9. He moves over. Well, no, he didn't move over. So surely that wasn't.
Alright, let's watch this from Morera's perspective.
I don't know when that occurred.
Luke Daniels is still really far ahead of Austin Saar. Jim Herrick is in 3rd. Coy Haslai is in 4th. And well, I'm not... Who's that? That's Herrick and Haslai there. Racing for position.
So the 87 has relinquished that position. So he disagreed with the call, but has abided by it. We'll be able to have that discussion after the race and protest that decision. So we will see what the fallout is from this, and, and it's been a good race. So we'll go ahead and see it.
All right.
Lap 26 going into the bus stop was the blocking call.
Lap 26 going into the bus stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find that.
Yep, I see. There you go.
All right. Here we are going into the bus stop.
Seems swerving
And-
back and forth there. And that was deemed to be unsafe race procedure. So the 87 of Coy Hasselai has relinquished that position, as we mentioned a second ago. And now he's... And Dan Marrera has made his way by Jim Herrick in the 4 car. As we've got cars calling out going to pit road right now.
Herrick to
We've got
pit
the
road.
14. Yeah, we've got a few cars on pit road right now. So we've got the 14, 4. The 14's coming off right now. That's drift. As the 98 of Luke Daniels is gone. He's got almost an 8-second lead on the field right now. No, I'm sorry. Almost a 10-second lead, depending on where timing and score is currently showing them. So 7 on the straightaways and then through the corners and stuff. Obviously, that.
Now, is it possible that that is because of the issues that Haslai and Marrera had trying to get around Jim Herrick, who may or may not have a very fast car in this race?
Well, he's on a different tire strategy, so he's definitely slower, like we heard from Isaac earlier. But I do think that 98 was able to get around quicker than the other two. I don't think the entire gap was made up there, but I definitely think a lot of it could have been he was able to work around the 4, whereas Dan and Coy were kind of battling each other there. See who was going to be the first car around the 4 car of Jim Herrick, and have kind of put themselves behind the 8 ball here. Or Austin Saar, I'm sorry.
We have a gaggle of cars right here running between, well, basically coming around the
Looks
last
like the
turn.
leader's on pit road. As we've got 10 laps to go in this
cars are.
race.
Nope. Wrong button.
He's going to bolt on some more red tires, I would assume.
It's possible, but he was very fast
Yep,
on the blacks.
Well, he doesn't need to run those again, so we've got a short sprint to the finish.
Oh,
he bolts
he
on the
missed
red
his pit
tires
stop.
down and away.
Or is that... No, that's Coy. Sorry.
Yeah, the
Coy missed
98's
his
gone.
pit stall.
So the 98 is going to be in front of the 4 of Jim Herrick by a country mile.
Yeah, the 4 is just now halfway through the S's, so... And the 98's going through the bus stop, so that's a long way.
And currently he's not the leader. Right now, Dan Marrera is the current leader, the 26, but he is yet to make his stop here. And I would expect to see him on pit road this time, as he's run 13 laps on this tank of fuel. Might be able to push one more lap, but not really any point right here. Losing tons of time to these new tires.
You can make it to the end.
As there's a crash.
Uh-oh.
2 cars wrecked in the
77.
boot right in front of the 98, and they're spinning around. That Sam Fontaine and Mike Benedetto in the 25.
What happened there?
I think they just both on old tires.
Michael Benedetto was in the wall first, and then Fontaine, trying to get around him, got in the grass.
Yeah, Michael Benedetto just pushed a little too hard there, it looked like, and spun around. And nowhere for the 77.
Yep. Driving it a little too hard coming through the toe.
Yeah, so back up to the front. It looks like Dan Marrera has made his pit stop. No, he's not. He's still on track. So he's currently working lap 14. Jacob Locklear out there as well on lap 14. 28 of Ryan Nardone on lap 11. So he's got a few more laps he can push. Hopes for a caution here and another set of pit stops is what he's hoping for.
He's gonna have to pit. I don't know why he's pushing it off so much. Maybe he's hoping
I don't either
for a
hoping for
caution.
that caution, but everybody, you know, we've seen
But
race
at the
control
same time,
after
that
that
wouldn't
flurry
happen.
no, because the 98's not going to pit again. 4's not going to pit again. So all of these guys behind him are not going to pit again. But right
There
now
we
he's
go.
just pushing it as he's on pit road now. So that should cycle the 83 of Jacob Locklear to the lead and Ryan Nardone in front of him. And then Karan Beckler is in front of Luke Daniels. And he has made his pit stop. No, I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
They just cycled that. No.
Yeah, he's nowhere near it.
I was looking at the leaderboard and I'm like, wait a minute. Since.
Yeah, I was like, where is that 35? He is nowhere near between the 28 and the 98. And then I saw him coming out of the heel. So
Yeah, for some reason it's already said that Dan Marrera's made his pit stop too. I didn't see that. But I could be wrong. No, he is. He's in second.
yeah.
So he has
He is
cycled
in
out to
fourth.
second place.
He's in. Well, I guess out of those
He's
that
right
have pitted,
behind Luke
yeah, he is
Daniels.
second.
Yeah, he's right behind Luke Daniels on track.
And ahead of Jim Herrick.
So these guys, and it looks like Luke is gonna have a pretty good gap. You know, maybe a few FEMA trailers between he and Dan Marrera when they cross the line. So Luke Daniels working right now through turn 9. And Dan Marrera just now getting into turn 9. So we've got that short straightaway right there between 9 and 10. That is the gap between the lead. As Jim Herrick is coming up onto the 26, has closed the gap there.
Locklear came to pit road out of second.
And Ryan Nardone stays on the track. And I think these guys are just delaying the inevitable here because I don't see any way anybody else hits again if there is a caution. But I could be wrong. I am not the strategist here, so we've got Luke Daniels out front looking for his first win on the season after being so close for the first 2 races and coming up just short on the last lap at Homestead, or the second to last lap, after spinning, coming onto the back straightaway, looking to get some redemption here. As long as nothing goes sideways, he's got a lapped car in front of him in the 15, but as long as the 14 of Drift, and as long as Drift doesn't have issues and the 74 of Zach Hallinan doesn't have issues, it could be up to the 98 car and Luke Daniels to bring this home. And of course, if he doesn't have issues.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all dependent on whether he can keep it on the track himself. But so far, so good. He's been doing a really good job all race long. And, I mean, obviously, we gave Corey the broadcaster's curse. We don't necessarily want to do that to Luke Daniels.
Absolutely. And, yeah, he is driven away from Dan Marrera by 6.8 seconds. So the gap was about that when he pitted, when he made his final pit stop. I don't think pitted is a word, but when he made his final pit stop, the gap was about that. So able to maintain the gap back to Dan Marrera, last week's winner. And then right behind him is Jim Herrick. And then Karan Beckler is in 4th position and rounding out the top 5. The leaderboard says Jacob Locklear in the 83, and that looks like track map confirms that.
Just got around the 77, a lap car.
Yeah. So that is going to be a battle for position coming down to the wire, as Jacob has just a couple lap fresher tires, but is he going to be able to close that 1.1 second gap?
I mean, I guess we'll find out with 6 laps to go.
Absolutely, that's why you stick around to the finish to see where your favorite driver is going to finish.
Looks like the 98 is catching the 14 of drift. Not sure if that's going to be a factor. Obviously, these guys are required to move out of the way for the leaders if you are a lap car. So we will see if the 15 is able to move out of the way at a good time.
Well, and he's going to have plenty of time here before he catches him. I mean, it's going to be, the 98 has no reason to push right now. Of course, he's in the driver's seat, so it's hard to tell a driver that, especially if he doesn't have a crew chief here. So he's going to have to be smart behind that 15 car, make sure that he doesn't make any poor decisions behind the wheel that's going to cost him the race with 5 laps to go.
We've got a 3-car battle for position here for a top, 6th place.
Yeah, it looks like Austin Sarr going to make that move on Ben Pierce in the 65 to move himself into 6th position. And then the 23 of Joey Ladesseur not far behind.
Looks like Sarr is actually a little bit faster than both of these guys. These guys have been racing for a few laps. I've been watching the battle on and off on the track map, and between the 35 and the 83 and these 3 guys, it's been a pretty close race.
Absolutely, and I mean these guys are letting it all hang out here with 4 laps to go. Now that Luke has crossed the line, he has no pressure out back. 7.8 seconds last week's winner, Dan Marrera. And this is your closest battle on track for position. You are watching right here with 23 of Joey Ladesseur. Love saying that. Austin Sarr. And Ben Pierce has kind of fallen off of this. So we're going to take a 19-second break for station identification. You'll not miss a thing. All right, and we are back. Just had to get ourselves a little water break to run you guys to the finish, the final 3 laps, as Luke Daniels has made his way around the 14 of Jacob Gladulich, aka Drift. So he has a clean racetrack in front of him now, as he is working down the backstretch, getting ready to go into the inner loop for the second to last time here. And he's going to make it through there, 130 miles an hour. Only going to have to hold his breath through that corner 2 more times now. He has driven a fabulous race from strategy at the beginning, from starting the race on black tires, able to hold his own pace and actually take the lead from everybody on reds, to now being able to run the last 2 stints on red tires. Caution threw some wrenches into strategy there in the middle stages of the race, but that was not to deter the 98 of Luke Daniels. He is not to be denied tonight. And he is coming around turn number 9, looking at turn 10 now. Gonna come around and grab 2 laps to go, as we still have that battle for 6th place brewing back here with Joey Ladesseur and Austin Saar in the 13. Austin has closed the gap, but has not been able to find his way around the 23 of Joey Ladouceur yet. As we now have 2 laps to go, Dan Marrera crosses the line. The 4 of Jim Herrick crosses the line. The top 3 drivers are on their second to last lap here. And we still have 9 drivers on the lead lap. And only, I think, Ryan Whitaker is still... No, Ryan Whitaker's not on the track. Scott Wise is not on the track. So we have 5 drivers out of the race, which everybody has done a phenomenal job here at Watkins Glen International Raceway. Or is it Raceway? Speedway? What is it called?
Watkins
Watkins
Glen
Glen.
International Speedway, I believe.
Okay, well it doesn't say. It just says Watkins Glen International on
What
their
do I have in
website.
my-
So
let me look
I don't
at my
so
description. I've got it in there.
all right, and let's look at as the 98's
Oh, it is
getting ready to
just
come around to
international.
take the...
I'm sorry.
All right, so here comes the 98 on the front stretch, getting the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Luke Daniels. He was denied at Daytona. He was denied at Homestead with 2 laps to go, with a spin on the second to last lap to get taken advantage of by Caitlyn Height coming. That was Robbie Oddy. Oh, that's right. So Luke was the one that got taken out, or got passed at Daytona. Coming down through the bus stop for the final time. Holds his breath at 130 miles an hour, going around the carousel, aka the outer loop. He's now going into the chute down and getting ready to enter the boot. He goes around turn 6. And he has driven a race. We touched on it a couple laps ago. Started the race on the black tires. Able to pass for the lead. Has had some wrenches thrown in the middle stages when he could have driven away earlier. Was not to be deterred, not to be denied. Stayed on the red tires, passed for the lead before the final pit stop. Drove to a 7-second gap. Has maintained that gap throughout this last run. He comes through turn 10, entering turn 11. Luke Daniels will not be denied tonight at Watkins Glen International. Luke Daniels wins the race as there's a wreck through the boot, and that looks like the 35 of Karan Beckler, who was running in 4th position. Has wrecked. Dan Marrera gets 2nd. Jim Herrick gets 3rd. That is going to give the 23 Joey Ladouceur 4th place. And Austin Saar has not been able to get by yet. Austin Saar, sorry. As he's going to make a final push off the last corner. He goes to the outside. Is it going to be enough? It will not be enough as Joey Ladouceur hangs on for P4. Austin comes up just a couple car lengths short. What a fantastic race and push to the finish. I feel terrible for Karan Beckler, whose car is destroyed. As you're seeing on the screen now, as he wrecks again there in turn 11, it looks like. Or is that live, Alan? Oh, no. So, I mean, these guys, what a race that we had put on by the Captain TV Open Wheel Series. Karan Beckler still struggling to get across the line. Car is destroyed. Is he going to get passed here by Ben? He is. Ben Pierce able to pass him and to get P8. Alan, give us some final thoughts, bud.
We're looking back to see what happened with Karan Beckler, because, I mean, you don't finish last car on the lead lap out of what, 4th place for no reason. So he was racing, looks like Jacob Locklear here. And going through the carousel, looks clean there.
Oh yeah, he and Locklear got into each other there.
Oh! Locklear just...
I don't know if that was netcode or if they actually touched
Oh,
wheels.
that was clearly a hit. Go back to Locklear's part.
Yeah, it was.
Here.
It was just he was trying to outbrake him there. It's like, see, he goes in deeper and just, yeah, they just run into each other there. Unfortunate for both those guys. That was a battle for 4th place. And unfortunately, it looks like Karan. Yeah, Karan got the worst end of that, coming home 9th.
As Karan spins
Locklear.
again.
And then he spins again in turn 11. So, not the finish he wanted, but definitely, definitely able to bring it home. So let's get 3rd place driver in here, Jim Herrick. Hey, Jim, it's Jesse and Allen up in the booth, buddy. Congratulations on your P3 finish. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, thanks. It was really pretty uneventful. I just stuck with the plan, which was to stay on track and not have any incidents and run a clean race, and paid off for me today. I had some really good racing with some other people, with Dan and a little bit with Luke there for a while. Yeah, so it's just great to finally bring it home on the podium once.
Yeah, man, you did an awesome job out there. Like you said, kept it clean. We had that slew of cautions in the beginning stages, the beginning of the race there. Did that throw a wrench in your plans? If so, how? And how did you bounce back?
Well, it helped me out actually, because I was planning on trying to save the fuel for the 2-stop strategy. So with the cautions, that made that not an issue. And the only thing that it really was, there's a problem more for the guys behind me, but up front it wasn't too bad, was the cold tires on the restarts. One car would start to slide a little bit, and then the guy behind him would get right up against him and, going through the S's there at the, start of the first lap after the caution. The tires are really slick, and so I guess cautions breed cautions for that reason. But at the front, it wasn't so bad. We were able to stretch out a little bit and get away, and then it was just back to business as usual.
Yeah, so on that run before the last run, were you on black tires or reds there?
I was on blacks during that stint that had all the cautions, which made it even tougher. I can't remember if I lost a position there. I think on that restart, I lost maybe 1 or 2 positions, and that was probably had a lot to do with being on the black tires and the guy behind me just being able to get him up to temperature faster after the cautions and get that position.
Yeah, well, you did an awesome job bringing home P3 tonight, keeping your car clean. You got anybody out there you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, first podium here. Give a shout out to my mom and my wife, who I think might be watching, not sure. And thank my sponsors, lmcgear.com. Check them out. They're a good sponsor of our team. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and Chris Scala for putting on the league and all the hard work he's doing to make it fun.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, we appreciate you joining us. Congratulations. We'll see you at California next week.
All righty. Thanks again, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. All right, and there was your third place driver, Jim Herrick. Let's see if we can't get our second place driver, Dan Marrera. It's the guys in the booth, man. We talked to right before that slew of caution. You end up bringing home P2, buddy. How'd you do it?
Well, this was really a team effort. We had everyone on our little chat room, and everyone was providing ideas and making sure that we saved fuel here and we pushed there, checking out what the other guys on track were doing. So we had our pit strategy adjusted, also our tire strategy that helped a lot. We did the minimum 2 laps on the blacks, and the rest was all red tires. We were faster with those. I thought I was fast enough to get the win, but Luke was just amazing, too fast. I couldn't catch him, and strategy and teamwork got us to that P2.
Absolutely. Well, tell us who you're thanking in your team and what team you drive for.
GI Racing, man. If it wasn't up to them, I would be last probably. It's all for them. So GI Racing, man, Apex, Sage. Thanks to the sponsors. Everyone was great. We practiced a lot yesterday. I did 3 full tanks to see what we needed to do. Different tires, save, don't save, and we came up on top. I'll take the second place any day.
Absolutely, buddy. Follow up a win with a P2. I think you're doing pretty good, and I believe this will put you into the points lead here. So congratulations on that too.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. I don't know. I hope so. I need to check the stats. I hope Scala. I hope Scala is not a slacker and gets him ready.
It's 10-4. Well, you get all over him, all right, buddy. Congratulations. We'll see you at California.
Will do. Thank you,
All right,
guys.
thank you. Thank you. All right, there was a second place finisher, Dan Morera. So let's get our winner in, Luke Daniels. Came up just a little couple laps short at Daytona. Didn't have the run he wanted last week or at Austin. Able to bring it home tonight. Nothing got in your way tonight, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you. It feels great.
Yeah, you did an awesome job, man. We were talking to Isaac Morris, who is with TI Racing early in the race. Had a great interview with him. Something I noted, you were one of the only ones that started on black tires, but you were able to drive that thing to the lead with black tires on, and we kind of knew it there that you were going to be the one to beat tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Watkins Glen just always seems to suit me well. I seem to be more competitive here than I am anywhere else. So, coming into this week, I was really, really looking forward to it. I know that this is probably my best shot all season to win a race, and it felt great to be able to hang with them. I was originally planning on a 3-stop strategy and gonna pit after just a few laps so I could run reds the rest of the way. But I found that the fall off really wasn't very much. I was somehow able to keep up with them. I think the tires are a little better on the straight for some reason, but that allowed me to keep using the draft, hang with them, and then as their tires started to go, mine didn't, and I could just go around them.
Yeah, well, you put on a clinic in the second half of this race. All those cautions fell kind of in the middle stages there, and we weren't really able to get a read on who was going to be fast in the second half. You were able to make the pass for the lead. I believe it was on Austin there, and was able to stretch that gap before the other red tires were able to get around him and Jim, and you maintain that gap the rest of the way. How important was it for you to make that pass early on and get that gap that you had?
Oh, it was critical because I knew that Dan and Jim right behind me were just about as fast as I was, so I needed to get a gap to them and not make any mistakes. And Austin is normally just as fast as me, if not faster, most of the time. So him being on the blacks, I knew I had a small advantage there, and I needed to press it while I had the chance. So I started pushing hard and using push to pass almost every lap for a little bit there to try and really gap him, pull away, so he couldn't use the draft to hang with me like I did to hang with him in the first part of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, you did an awesome job. Is there anybody out there you want to thank that's helped you get here?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to thank Chris Scala, of course, for putting on this league and putting the team together and getting us all into IndyCar racing and what he does for us. And of course, my teammates Sam and Austin doing a great job. And my girlfriend who's watching at home. Love you, babe. And I also just got to say, I'm just so excited. I never win races. I mean, this is the third road race I've ever won on iRacing, and 2 of those 3 have been here at Watkins Glen. I mean, it feels great to finally win something, and especially against guys like Austin, who are, like 2,800 I rating and like really good drivers in the field. This is really exciting. It means a lot. I'm super stoked.
Well, congratulations, buddy. Soak it up. Enjoy this win, and follow it up next week at California.
Thanks. I'll do my best.
All right, Luke, we appreciate you joining us. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right, and that was Luke Daniels, guys, your race winner at Watkins Glen International. Alan, man, give us some final thoughts here as we close out Watkins forward to California.
Well, it was the middle portion of the race was a little bit messy, but we got it figured out, and this race was a really fun race to watch. It was a great race to broadcast and cover. I'm really glad that Scala has opened up the opportunity for us to do this.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. So, we are going to be going to.
Again?
I knew I was going to do that eventually. But so we are going to Auto Club next week. We're going to be, where we are going to have a long race of the 400 kilometers, 125 laps at Auto Club at night next week. So join us on the Electronic Motor Racing Network, where we have had some race winners in the last couple weeks. Luke Daniels tonight, Dan Marrera last night. Will Caitlyn Height join us next week and bring back her reign of terror that she put on the field the first 3 weeks? You'll have to join to find out. This is the Jesse Rapid, Alan Bledsoe saying goodnight from the Electronic Motor Racing Network and Captain TV Open Wheel Series.